when I started work in the 80s, I was rather unique, only I didn't like being unique. I was a female in a very, very male-dominated environment in the financial heart of the City of London. And I wanted to I wanted to belong, so I behaved like a man. And of course what happens is that sort of eats away at you because it's not the authentic you. And after some years of working in the city, about 8 years, I decided I couldn't work there anymore, and I actually left. And then I was inspired by a woman. I went travelling, and I was inspired by a woman who was running the BBC's office in Sydney, actually. And I was so amazed that there was a woman at the helm, because I wasn't used to that at all. And particularly I was inspired because the people in the office respected her for being the manager and didn't even refer to her gender. And I thought, wow, you can really do things if you're a woman. So I came back to the UK after a year and said, I can do this. And that was what made me sort of change my attitude and said, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to try and be something I'm not. And I don't want other women to sort of suffer or keep themselves back like I think I did. And that's why I want to try and change the culture and really empower women in business. I think I'm being brave now, but it took me several decades, or a couple of decades, I would say, before I had the courage to start talking about these things. I didn't dare talk about the difference between men and women at work. I didn't have the courage many years ago. And when I was then in a relationship, a same-sex relationship with a woman, I didn't have the courage to mention that at work. So it's really relatively recently when I've got to senior positions that I felt I've had the confidence to do it. And now I want to give others that confidence much earlier. I don't want people, if they're from the LGBT community, I don't want them to feel they've got to be in the closet at work, because I know how I suffered through those years. And I want to open up the world for everybody and really work on this equality for all and inclusion. I have a personal story that I would like to share with you about a friend. He's a friend now, and he's also my hero and role model, Afroz Shah. Now, when I was at Lloyd's, I was in Mumbai. I was visiting Mumbai to open the office. And my husband had shown the video of Afroz Shah cleaning Versova beach, kilometers of beach covered in at least 1.5 meters of plastic. Now, my husband watched it on Facebook. So my initial reaction was, well, that's a load of bollocks. I don't trust Facebook. That cannot be real. So I asked my guy in Mumbai, I said, is he real, this Afroz? He said, yes, he's a hero here in Mumbai. So I said, may I meet him, please? He said, yes, of course. I said, I'm fascinated by what he's done. So he organised for me to meet him for breakfast. And I was in awe of him from the moment I met him. He's such a humble guy. He's a full-time lawyer, and he gives up almost every minute of his leisure time to teach the communities in Mumbai and now further around the world how to deal with the plastic waste. And I thought, when I heard him talk to me, I said, this is fantastic. I'd like to do a Lloyd's program, part of our CSR initiatives. I want all of the Lloyd's people around the world to start cleaning up plastic. And he said, no, Inga, I don't want to be an item on your checklist and for you to tick it off and feel good about it. So I said, well, can I come and clean the beach with you? And he said, yes. That's what you can do. So I returned 10 months later, and I cleaned the beach with him. I took my husband and some other friends. And I've been back again just this year because I am totally in awe of what he's doing with almost no funding. But what he's doing is that he's not throwing money at it. He's getting humans to work together, and he's building up a trust that many of us can only dream of. So it's not good enough to just throw money at this stuff. It's got to have
genuine impact, and I am all for scrapping CSR programs, not because I want businesses to stop doing the right thing or have people lose their jobs who are working in the CSR teams. It's because I want the entire organization, the entire world of a business to be built around being sustainable. I had started in 1982 in an office just opposite the Lloyd's building. It was the most scary place on earth for that young woman. I never imagined in a million years that I would ever head it up. So when they approached me, I was fairly nonchalant when I went for my interviews because I thought, well, this isn't going to come off, I can be all relaxed. And then it started to get a bit serious, and I thought, oh, wow, this may happen. And when it did happen, I was thrilled. To me, I had reached the pinnacle of an insurance career. This was the most well-known insurance brand in the world, and it does business in over 170 countries and territories around the world. And I thought, this is it. I have absolutely made it, and I was absolutely thrilled. And then I read some of the media. Whew, that was interesting. Nothing like Inga the Winger. Now, I did have some nice headlines and some nice supportive things as well, but I was confronted with this, and I thought, what am I going to do? Well, I'm just going to get my head down. I'm going to transform and digitize this market against all the odds. And I could talk for a long time about just that journey of 5 years of trying to move this very historical market full of people who all looked like each other and all knew each other, and their brothers and sons and some of their daughters maybe. I had to move that market to the modern age in 5 years. And I'm pleased to say that it has worked. It's all electrified now. I mean, it's all electronic trading, moving away from the paper that was done in 2013 exactly the same way as it was done in 1688 with paper and signatures. We moved that to an electronic platform. And importantly, we started talking about diversity and inclusion because I realized the need to get different types of people in order to move the market forward, be innovative and successful for the future.